Welcome to Iconic Talk, Winchester's number fun podcast with conversations, community. The occasional clowning takes place, and it all takes center stage here, not in the Icon Media Studios, but I am live and in person in the beautiful city of Seattle, Washington. No Rachel Racy today. We decided to go rogue, and I am out of town. And as you can see with my beautiful backdrop, today's conversations are going to be all about the World Cup. I'm repping my U.S. jersey. I was actually, and I'll talk about this, at a game earlier this week, getting ready for the U.S. And whether you like it or not, this is my opportunity to rant about soccer and my love for the game and this amazing World Cup here in the U.S. But before we get to that, let's just talk real quick about the local happenings and things going on around town. You know, I'm not going to get too many in the weeds with things right now about Winchester, but data centers are the big topic of conversation. We've already had a conversation about that potential casino taking place. We all know that there's just lots of change, lots of things happening in Winchester, and we want you to be a part of the conversation. So I would encourage you to continue to share with both Rachel and I what is actually on your mind. We will talk about it. It's always fun to go to the local Winchester Star, read the paper, see what's going on. But we are deep into the thick of summer now. And with summer brings all kinds of fun and entertainment. We're going to talk about the community activities here at the end of the show today as well. But just again, I want to encourage you that we want to hear from you, knowing that you are part of the community, and it's always fun to have you members of the community on our episodes. So look forward to having more down the road. So with that in mind, what is going on around town? You know, there's all kinds of events and activities coming up. The Friends of Old Town is putting on something else for Juneteenth down the road. We'll talk about that as well. But just knowing that Winchester is one of the fastest growing communities, and Frederick County is the fastest growing county in the area as well, gets me excited from the real estate perspective. So just a couple of quick updates about that in the real estate world. Things are taking a little bit of a lull in the real estate world. You know, it gives me the opportunity to share of what is actually happening. The average price per house has risen and keeps going up. Springtime has come and gone, which means that actually in the real estate world, you take a little bit of dip. You know, me being away on vacation, you guys, the buyers, are on vacations. The market has changed in a way that the listings out there are sitting a little bit longer. So if you are a seller, plan on just having more days on market and fewer number of showings. That's just kind of typical. There's nothing to get scared of. That's just what happens in the summer season. It happened last year. It's continuing to happen again this year. So don't be fretful or worried about, the market's going to crash. I always say Winchester is a great place to live. Nobody wants to move out of town unless they're forced to. So being able to live in our community, the fastest growing area, is big. Shenandoah Summer Music Theater is around the corner as well. So we'll talk about that in the next few weeks. 3 new shows coming up down the road for this summer. It's about ready to kick off soon. So be on the lookout for that. All kinds of amazing opportunities here, along with that 250th celebration of our country. You heard it from last episode of what Frederick County is doing with the fireworks. Winchester City is doing the same thing. So exciting things happening all around. All right, I am just stalling because the things to be said right now are the passion of mine, and that is soccer. So I grew up, just quick stories. I grew up loving soccer, started playing as a 4-year-old, played every single year of my life leading up to high school, played for my high school soccer team, and we got as far as regionals. The next year after I graduated, that team went to states down in Williamsburg, Virginia. Tried to get onto the team at the school I went to, Wake Forest, got hurt, ended up playing football instead. But still, at my core, at my heart, soccer is a passion of mine. Going to Seattle was not necessarily the plan for soccer. My nephew graduated from the University of Washington. He's a baseball player there, so supporting him in that graduation season. It just so happens to be around the World Cup season where I was able to, as you can see, if you're watching, you get a chance to see Lumen Field. They call it now temporarily Seattle Stadium for all the people who are coming in from out of town to know which stadium to go to for the game. I saw Belgium, Egypt. Thankfully, was able to get just tickets and a great, exciting game. But most importantly, I'm excited about the U.S. matchup that's happening tomorrow. The U.S. looked amazing last week where they beat Paraguay 4-1. If you weren't up on your soccer, hopefully you are now because the media is blowing up about how the team is actually looking decent over the last few years. It's been in turmoil getting a new coach from Argentina 2 years ago because we had to fire the other coach because he wasn't getting the job done. The players weren't performing well. And now, for the very first time, the starting 11 started for the first time together at that first game of the World Cup. We are able to score 4 goals, which is the first ever in the United States history. We were able to beat a team by 3 goals, which again was another first in the United States history. Get a big jump out into the group stage. 48 teams are playing the World Cup this year over the course of 5 weeks. 3 countries hosting: the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. And what it takes to get out of the 4-team group stage that you're in. So there's 12 sets of 4 teams that are playing. The top 2 teams advance, and then there's actually 8 third-place teams that will advance to get to the round of 32, which then becomes single elimination. So for the United States, historically, it seems like every other World Cup, they get out of the group stage and then they lose the first game after that, or they don't get out of the group stage and then the team is disappointing. This has just a little bit of an air of something different where the team is better. They have players who are playing all around the world, around Europe, top flight teams. Everybody knows the name Christian Pulisic, but other of those players who are just really the grinded out, just everyday players in Europe are actually starting to really gel together as a team. You can see with that one game. Australia is the next opponent. And if you were to tell me, okay, the U.S. is going to play Australia in a friendly game, I'd be like, piece of cake, no big deal. Australia doesn't really have a huge soccer tradition. But what they did last week by beating Turkey, who people think would be the potential lead country in the United States group, they beat handily 2-0. And so coming into this match tomorrow where the U.S. plays Australia, really the winner is setting themselves up for success of making a good run in the tournament and getting first place out of this group, which puts you into a better advantage as the number 1 seed coming out of the group to play a potential lesser team. It's going to be a very, very tight match. And so if you know anything about soccer, Australia, they're very good defensively. They have a really good shape, and they don't allow a lot of goals. People said that about Paraguay, too, and the United States blitzed them. So there's a little bit of coming off of the heels of a really good, successful game that could be potential trap game. I'm not sure if the U.S. is taking that into consideration, but I know their coach from Argentina, Pochettino, is going to be on them and is going to be looking to have maybe even a slightly new game plan for the Australian team. Maybe a new lineup, just maybe a couple new players to shake things up. So I'm excited and looking forward to that. Think of me. If you're watching the game tomorrow, 3 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Pacific Coast time, I may or may not be in the stands with some of my family members. Really looking forward to it. So there's your World Cup buzz. For those of you who are my real estate clients as well, I'll just pass on that I'm going to be giving out just a fun little party packet just to spruce up your World Cup viewing experience. So look out for that. I'm including a game of bingo. That's going to be fun just to see what happens throughout the course of the tournament. If you win, you can track me down. So if you're in my little circles there, look out for that gift bag going out there next week. Well, enough soccer for now. I will continue to talk about this even as the summer progresses, because if the U.S. continues and does advance, Rachel, be on the lookout. You're not going to hear the end of it. So, repping this jersey, repping Seattle, and go Team USA. Well, in this short and sweet episode, I do want to jump towards what is happening in the community. And this coming weekend, obviously tomorrow, is Juneteenth. And so Winchester is spotlighting and highlighting a Juneteenth celebration that is part of Friends of Old Town sponsoring it. It's down the walking mall from 3 to 9 o'clock. There's going to be food trucks, a DJ, live band, all kinds of music, and you won't want to miss that. So just something fun for people of all ages to be downtown on the walking mall for the Juneteenth celebration happening tomorrow on that Friday. Another thing happening this coming weekend is the FredCo Love Your Farmer Week. I talked about this a year ago as well, and around this same time, it's a great opportunity to go celebrate the community farmers in the area and the local residents who do, plant the crops and farm the crops. You go and you bounce around from place to place to be able to go participate and get items from the local farmers. And so you can go to the link that I'll put on our page to find where the participants are, so you can choose their farm and go enjoy some of their crops and some of their things that are being raised here, learn the practical skills there to support what the Frederick County farmers are providing. So that happens throughout the course of the week, June 14th through the 20th. So I'll share more details about that with the links that you can see in the show notes. Next weekend, we've talked about this before, but the Moonlit movie series is happening on the 26th. And that happens at the Bowman Library. Remember last episode, we talked about all the cool things that Frederick County is putting on. They're showing the movie Mufasa. So bring your blankets, bring your chairs, get comfortable outside for a movie starting at 8:30 there at the outdoor theater at the Bowman Library. And then another fun opportunity to check out, which is an outside event at MSV. Michelle Lockey is there. Just a Maryland-based indie folk band that it's always fun to just hang out there at MSV, kick back, get some food truck vibes, get a drink, sit back and listen to some good music as well. And that's happening next Friday as well. Then obviously leading into the 4th of July is going to be a really exciting time. So tons of things happening here in Winchester locally, obviously things happening around the country with the World Cup, things around the country with the 250th celebration. Really looking forward to what's happening here this summer. So many things. Once again, I want to make sure that you guys are all aware we want to hear from you. So check us out online, go to our webpage, go to our social media pages. You can find us at Iconic Talk. You can find us on the YouTube pages. Make sure you share these episodes with your friends. And I'll say sorry, not sorry that we talked about soccer today, but had to do it. It's an amazing opportunity to just brag about the U.S. and get on the soccer bandwagon. Reach out to us and tell us what you'd want to hear, what you want to talk about. And if there's people that you know that would want to be on the show, let us know. If you would like to be on the show and talk about your brand, that's another great opportunity for that as well. So until next time, maybe you might be sitting there talking about what you want to on the next episode as well. So looking forward to it. Rachel, miss you. And I know that you are back in Winchester having amazing things at Roma's. We'll hear all about it next episode. Until then, think iconic.